Hey gang, I'm Chef Leah with Gather, Eat, Talk, and we're here today at Alice and John's house in the heart of wine country in the Temecula Valley. And we are going to talk about platters. It's summer's coming up, graduation, and anything that you can do at home that's super easy and affordable, we're going to discuss today. And it's all right here on this platter, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Oh my gosh, the yam hummus. I love it, and I'm going to show you how to make it real quick. Now, our ingredients, let's go over our ingredients. We have boiled, not roasted yams. We have garlic and tahini, and we have a little bit of chili pepper. We have a little bit of smoked paprika. We have some pepper. Cumin, love the cumin. A little bit of salt, you know what that looks like. Lemon juice, olive oil, your garbanzo beans. A little bit of tahini. Garlic, and here's already our boiled yam. It's got it all together. I'm going to smash our garlic first. Just smash that up. Beat it. Take your frustrations out on the poor garlic, right? Okay. Now we're going to put all of these ingredients. We're going to put our garlic at the bottom of our Cuisinart. Raw garlic? That's raw garlic. It's definitely raw garlic. Do you have any champagne to like drink that down with? That would have been perfect. Champagne and hummus. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. This is our Cuisinart. We're gonna add our garlic, our beans, our yam, and we're gonna blend the heck out of it. So I would like you for an event, like with your family, you know, you figure you're gonna need at least a quart and a half. So what does a quart look like? Here we go, perfect. This is what a quart looks like. It's two of these. So a quart and a half, there you go. You're definitely going to need that for any kind of a family gathering, a graduation party. People are going to eat the heck out of this hummus because it's a yam hummus. So I just shipped yam hummus. Oh my gosh, that's a trademark. Yam hummus. All right, so we're going to put all of our ingredients in here. We started with the garlic. We have our yams. I'm totally getting ahead of myself. Now we're going to put the garbanzo beans. We have 2 pounds of cooked yam. I put 3 cloves of smashed garlic. Come on, Di Bernardo. And then our garbanzo beans. We have 1 cup tahini. We have a half a cup, which is here. I always shy back on my tahini because my thought is, I mean, it can be a little strong depending on the blend you get. And I could always add more a little bit later. Little pinch of salt, and this is a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of all these ingredients. I do them by hand because I have, you know, been doing this a while, if you know what I mean. All right, a little bit of pepper. I always throw a pinch of parsley in because I just love the texture and I love the flavor. Okay, so got everything in here that are dry, so we're going to start to mix those up right now. Ready? Ready for it? All right, now as this is going, I'm gonna go ahead and add my wet ingredients. I'm gonna pulse it and add my wet, a little bit of lemon juice. That acidity and brightness really helps bring out the flavor of that yam, but it also counters the sweetness of the yam. Okay, and then we're gonna go for a little olive oil. Right, and what you're looking for the consistency is a nice pureed. Everyone has seen hummus, I think. So you're looking for this really nice, clean, blended, pureed product. This is what the end product looks like. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. Look at that bright orange. Nobody expects that from a hummus. Then we're going to put a little bit of olive oil. This is from Temecula Olive Oil Company. A little shout out to my peeps down there, Tom and Catherine. And then I'm going to put a little bit of smoked paprika on top because it's pretty. And it just goes, I love all the oranges together. Look at that, it's just lovely. You can, come on, you can keep going with it. You can definitely put a little bit of parsley on top if you want. I'm going to recommend fennel fronds. I love fennel fronds, these are them. This is anise, right? This is your bulb. These little guys are on, hold on. Stay there, I am the Sith Lord, stay there. Okay. There you go, tore them apart. I love to use these for garnish on all of my platters. And you just take these little guys off. Lay them right on top. Some people think that they look a little creepy. I don't. All right, so couscous. It doesn't always have to be about a grain. So I want to show you how to make couscous with cauliflower. We're going to rice the cauliflower real quick. Guys, it's so easy. You like how I did that? I'm so strong. I just ripped that core out all by myself. So cauliflower or broccoli, when you rice it, you're just going to take your florets off. And I'm not going to do it all right at the top. I want to show you how to do this. Just give it a quick coarse chop. You can quarter them. What I mean by quartering is literally just take your floret and cut it into 4 pieces. Watch your fingers when you're cutting. All right, then we're going to take all this, put it in our lovely Roku, Cuisinart, whatever you have at home. I always say use all the little extra bits. There we go. There's no reason to waste food. All right, we're going to put our top on. You pulse it a couple times. That's it. And this is what you get. This is what you get. You get this really awesome kind of rice mixture. This is going to be our couscous, which is really just such a great way of transcending, as we spoke about earlier, all those dietary trends. So you're vegans, you're ketogenic, you're paleo, you're Whole30, gluten-free, you name it. Traylon, can you get me a bowl, sister? Because I know you love me. So our couscous is going to have a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of olive oil, red onion, some lemon juice, and some garlic and some parsley. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, so there we go. Get that. This is going to be our couscous. I love this. And then we are going to grab a little bit of, where did I put it? Where's that red onion? Oh, onions make my eyes totally water, so we hit it. I'm sorry, but I think that's funny. Okay, so chopped fine red onion right into our bowl, and a little bit of salt, a little bit of paprika. I mean, really, it's kind of your whole gamut here, whatever you want to put into your couscous. And then we have our olive oil, which I like about, for 1 head of cauliflower, I like a 1/2 cup of olive oil. I like 1 whole lemon squeezed for the juice. And I like a pinch of my salt, my paprika, and a little bit of salt and pepper, and then chopped parsley. And mix it up. And you can put tomato in here too. It's totally up to you. But I tend to stray away from my nightshades when I'm feeding a lot of people, because a lot of people can't eat nightshades. So there is the couscous right there that is going to go on our platter. It's that easy to eat clean. So I like to clean up. I'd say clean up as you go. It's really just from, point of cooking. It keeps you really well organized, especially when you're going to have a big event. You're going to have people over. You want to keep your mind organized as well. So clean up as you go. Keep your tools looking sharp. All right. So we'll clean up. Everything looks good. So we just finished the cauliflower rice, and that is going to be our couscous for our platter. So now what we're going to do is we're going to leave this here, and we're going to bring in our mushrooms, whole white button mushrooms. There you go. And we're going to quarter them. And I'm going to show you what quartering is again. There's a couple ways you can do this. This is marinating mushrooms. You could go to the store and pay up to $16 for a jar of this, or I think it's $12 a pound. I just saw it somewhere here in town. And I am trying to save you a little bit of money. And then this is something that's really wonderful that you could put in the fridge, and it will hold up to 3 weeks. You can eat it later. So I like to use a serrated knife with my mushrooms. You can quarter them. That's a quarter right there, right? Or you can take off that stem, and then you can just slice these. Which actually I would use my chef knife for that. I would not use that little serrated edge. So then you can get a nice slice. It's up to you what you want in your salad. I love this because on the platter we're doing, I want something chunky, I want something bigger, and I'm always thinking about all the elements on my platter and how I want the finished product to look. So this is such a great recipe. I love this. This is going to be one of your clamshells of mushrooms, which is about 1/4 of an eighth of a pound. Mushrooms don't weigh a lot. So that's for a large party. I'm going to say that you need 4 of those clamshells. This right here is 1. You would need 2 lemons for this. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to juice my lemons into this little ramekin because obviously I don't want the seeds. I don't want the seeds to get into my mushrooms. And it's super fast, and if you have any cuts in your nails, you're going to be yelping right about now. And I don't mean yelping like, you know, the negative yelping that people do to other humans in this world, but I mean yelping like, ow, son of a bitch, that hurts because I just stung my finger. All right, so now I digress. We're going to take our lemon juice, we're going to pour it right on top of the lemons, dry our hands, because we're going to get a pinch of salt. And when I say pinch of salt, I want you to see this because the mushrooms are going to need about that much salt. You just got to trust me here. So this is a tablespoon of salt. All right. And we're going to get our olive oil. Pour some olive oil on top. Again, we're going to use a 1/2 cup. The recipe is going to be on our website for you. So all you have to do is look at the bottom of the screen. You see the website. You go there for the recipe. Parsley. Excuse me. All right, so parsley, and again, staying organized, right? Let's clean that board off. There we go. I'm going to chop up some parsley, and I love fennel fronds. I love them, and we'll talk about that a little later in the show too, but you just want to bunch everything up, and you take your knife, keep your knuckles bent back so you don't chop your finger off, and you're just going to give this a quick chop. In both directions. Clean your knife off, take that, put it in here. You're going to mix this up, and you're going to let this sit out or in the refrigerator for a few hours. And you can put it in a jar, you can put it in a bowl. This is the stupidest, best thing in the whole world because it's the easiest thing to do, gang, and it just tastes so good at people who can't stand mushrooms who eat this all the time. And that is your marinated mushroom. Always keep your list by you. I always keep a list by me. I've been doing this for almost 20 years and I keep an ongoing running tally of what's going on in the kitchen so I don't get lost because there's so much to do when you're preparing for an event. Whoop, hey, get back here. Naughty. All right, so we're going to cut some of our veg up for this lovely Mediterranean platter. We've got a cucumber, we have a yellow squash, in case you didn't know what that was. Wow, you're just out of control there, guy. All right, so I am going to do spears for this because I want different textures, different looks on my platters. So I'm just going to cut a couple spears, keep it super easy. I'm going to put these little guys over here because I want to salt and pepper and put a little bit of rice wine vinegar and a little bit of olive oil on top of them because everything should have flavor. That's something I don't want you to forget when you're preparing even something as simple as a platter. You're going to have your veggies on there. You're going to have breads on there. You're like the hummus. The hummus is something that we put a little bit of olive oil on top of and a little bit of paprika to make that bowl pop. We're going to do the same thing with these, but it's going to be in flavor. So these are spears. Why don't we? I don't know. Let's do rounds, right? Just cut some beautiful circles for these. Platter. Oh my goodness. Right? You can also go on a strong bias if you want to get longer for dippers, or if this was going to be something that you thought people were going to want to do for dinner, then you can cut a longer, or you can cut that. And then you've got your spear, right? We have 3, oops, that didn't look too good. Here we've got 3 pieces there. All right, so I want to go on to the bread real quick. I want to treat the bread, just like I was discussing treating these veg. We've got this beautiful flatbread. So all you have to do, just like a tortilla, is don't light your wood boards on fire. You're going to take a piece of garlic, you're going to cut it in half, and you're going to rub it on the bread because that's going to give it some of that garlic flavor. It's freaking brilliant. I absolutely love it. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to put it right on top of my stove top, just like I would a tortilla, and it's gonna brown it. It's so simple, and it's really beautiful to get a little bit of color on your breads, on your platter. It's that easy. Okay, we've got all those veggies cut, so I'm just gonna do a quick cleanup, gang. Get some of this stuff out of my way. I like to stay really organized when I'm in the kitchen. It's also a safety thing. Okay, I've got everything made. All right, let's get a board. So we made our riced cauliflower couscous. We've got our marinated mushrooms. We have our yam hummus. We have our veggies, which I'm going to show you how to treat them because we talked about layering flavors. We have our bread. What do we do with our bread? What do we do with our bread? Oh well, our bread's here. So, oh, here's our bread. I didn't even say it. All right, so let's grab a board. Yeah, I mean, come on, there's so many ways to go. You can do a cool long board, right? You can do something like this. You can do anything. I'm choosing this. I like it for the graduation, backyard party theme. And so this is how we're going to build once I show you how to do the veggies. So, rice wine vinegar or apple cider vinegar is my go-to. I just want to get a little bit of flavor on these veg. So you're not putting them on your board or in your basket, straight up super dry. I'm gonna get a little bit of olive oil on here. All right, and I do want to grab Temecula olive oil. Love the lemon, the luscious lemon. Get another flavor, but this is really expensive and I don't want to use all of it. So I'm going to layer my 2 olive oils and then I'm gonna do a little bit of salt. I don't really do pepper here. And then I'm just going to toss all of this. I want to coat it. I'm just looking to coat it. Come here, little dude. So you see that gloss from the vinegar and the oil? One, it keeps it from getting dry, but also it's just a really nice, lovely flavor. All right, so let's go into building this board. I'm also going to pull out some extra garbanzo beans. I'm going to pull out some garnish. Few things that I cut up, and I'm going to do some artichoke hearts, and I'm going to do some pickles because who doesn't love some pickles? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place my yam hummus, which I don't like this anymore, but that's okay. You get to change it as you go. Where I want it on the board, which kind of tells me where everything else is going to go. And I do want you to see that this can be relatively fast. So then we're going to grab our yellow squash and we're just going to kind of put them around and then and probably the other direction because I like to swirl it a little bit. Then we're going to get our little cucumber spheres, right? And kind of offset them as we go around because we want things to be attractive. And these are great for dipping too. It's not just about the bread. It's about all these vegetables, and they can be unruly. So just get ready for the unruly cucumbers. I'm so weird, but that's okay. That's what keeps the show alive and ticking. All right. I'm gonna put my, did you see that nosedive? That was awesome. All right, then we're gonna put our asparagus right here just because I feel like it. It's totally up to you. It's an art form, and it's however you want the platter to look, and have fun with it. Cooking is all about fun. It really is. And then we're gonna take our couscous, our cauliflower riced couscous, and I'm gonna just put it right here on the end. And I'm gonna put a spoon in it. You could also put another bowl. You could put a jar, you could put a mason jar. I mean, let the world be your oyster when it comes to some of this. Traylon, can you find like a cool tall glass? Traylon is here with us, and she's going to be on the podcast a little bit later, and you get to meet her. She's our events director, but there's so many different things you could do, and I want to kind of show you a different avenue. So we'll find something and we'll make it happen. And then we're going to take our marinated mushrooms, right? Put these right on your platter. I suggest going in another angle because why not? Have, again, fun with this. And it's the different dimension, and like a few things that I had brought up earlier is like I like the different textures. You don't want to just have crisp, maybe something that's a little soft too. And then you want your acidity, you want your sweetness. You have a couple different things going on. Here's a little parsley for the top of that guy. And then I love these cherry tomatoes. Put some cherry tomatoes around here. I love that the fact that our board has this little rim here because it's going to catch anything that wants to fall off. But I wouldn't even bother cutting these in half. These are awesome to just do that whole direct dip in your hummus, pop in your mouth, just like that. Great. Garbanzo beans. Another yummy thing to put right on your platter. Because I'm layering, as you can kind of see, there's a couple layers going on here. The different dimensions of color. You can cut these right down the middle. These are your artichoke hearts, right? Well, that one didn't cut very easily, but you can cut them. Well, there's a good screw up. Julia Childs would love that. Let's try it one more time. Don't let food boss you. Boss the food. There we go. So then you've got your artichoke hearts. And we don't have another vessel to put the veggies in, but what I was going to suggest is that just don't be fearful to have something like, a glass, like a tall jar right here on your board, and then you can, then you can pile all your veggies in it coming up high. So you can do something like that. And it's, oh, look, we have one. Here we go. So this is what I'm talking about. You can do something like that, and then you can continue with all your veg. Get them in here, and it's just fun. And I want you to have fun with this, especially when it comes to graduation, because there's so much going on. I know a lot of parents are so stressed and their kiddies are leaving the nest, and you want things to be beautiful for your guests, but you also want them to be fulfilling for you. Food is a very fulfilling thing. And I think it's important that when we're gathering with our family and with our friends, that we don't lose sight of the conviviality that happens with all of us and that takes place. And that food is really the culprit for that. And it's, I could talk about that forever, coming from a Sicilian Italian family. But gathering means everything to me. I absolutely love getting people together. Okay, I'm going to bring these over here because I need some more room. Because I want to put my bread right over here. I don't want to put my bread in a super wet area. But I do want to get some of this beautiful garnish. It's a celery top. That's all it is. It's a curled carrot. Super, super easy. I love the different colored carrots. These came right off of one of our farmers' beans. So they're our little, our sweet pea, from our sweet peas. All right, look at that. And bread. Where did bread go? I lost it earlier. Come back here. Right. So let's get this out of the way. We're going to put our bread. You can put it right on the board, on the plate, or if you're feeling like, you know what, I don't like the way that looks, I'm going to go ahead and stack it. I'm going to have my own fun with it. Great. Have your fun with it. Make it bitchin'. Make it yours. And I don't see why I wouldn't put some really yummy nuts on here. And you can just buy these from Organic Roots. You can also buy them from Meat Marketplace, where we're already candy or spice them for you, so you have that on the end. And there, I think a little bit of fruit would be pretty. So let's see. Or you can get an ornamental, look at that, that's really kind of large. You can stick that right in the middle. I'm just kidding. Okay. Don't laugh with me, that's all right. Let's cut up. So I want a little color at the end of that, but as you're doing a board, you see what I'm talking about. You're going to see where you have empty holes and things that you want to fill up and you want it to be pretty. You could put grapes right there. You could put blackberries, which I actually have some. I've got a little bit of a nectarine here. So I'm just going to fill these little dudes in. I'm going to put a couple blackberries there to have it pop. And we need a little spoon. Hold on. Spoon. Right? Clean that up. And voila, there's your graduation platter. Or your party platter. Whatever event you're doing. And have fun with it. Use good, clean ingredients and think about different things like our cauliflower couscous and our marinated mushrooms, which you can eat for the rest of the month, and your yam hummus. What did I call it? Earlier I called it our yummus because I shipped the names. But anyway, Love all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Later we have our podcast with Traylon Southers that's coming aboard to talk about events, and she's going to give us some tips to save money. And I just want to say, gather, eat, talk. It's always a mouthful, isn't it? And thank you so much for tuning in. God bless. Take care. See you next time. Oh, this is why you do your own thing. Nobody gets to boss us.
Okay, so you don't need more champagne then?
A minimum.
I need a minimum of
Stick a blackberry.